September 29th, 2025, Monday morning here. It's almost lunchtime actually. And I'm back at the dacha. All right, so what are we going to be doing today? Well, before we start, let's take a look at the famous blue Khabarovsk sky. Check that out. Beautiful, beautiful fall day today. And the leaves are starting to turn yellow, so this maple tree, or the maple tree right there, is yellow, and the oak tree is just starting to turn yellow. So that's that. All right, and what are we going to be doing? Oh, I got something interesting to share with you. So about a week ago, I was here with Victoria, and we're working away, and our neighbors right over here approached us, and we just started chatting up like we always do. And they said that they were interested in selling their dacha. So they asked us if we wanted to have first dibs on it. And we said, well, we'll think about it. So we asked them what they were asking, and they gave us a price. And we said, well, we'll think about it for a week. So during the week, my wife and I, we talked about it, and we figured, well, you know what? Let's buy it. So yesterday, we bought this dacha. So now we have the original dacha, this one that we purchased, what was that, 2 years ago? And now we got a third dacha over here. So, land acquisition. Let's turn the camera around. I'll show you what we bought. Okay, here it is. So, got a little house, and I was pretty excited yesterday. I started digging away. I started moving away some of this gratke. Gratke are the raised beds, but they have the metal. So started pulling it apart, and let's go over here. All right, so this dacha comes with a fence. Okay, nice long fence. So you got the community road that's right on the other side of the fence here. And this little cottage here has a nice stove in it. And there's the entrance that comes in. And what else do we got here? Well, there's some old trees. So like this right here will have to be cut down. This pear tree right here, have to cut it. And this pear tree, I want to cut it down. And down over here, so they had a little garden, but the space isn't that big. It's kind of long and narrow. So it goes from the fence to our flowers right over here. Okay, and it goes right up into the forest over there. Let's go take a look. Oh, and right here, yesterday, I started digging out these rebar pieces. Don't want to keep them in here, so they were basically the corners, or they were holding up these raised beds like this. So what I'm going to end up doing is clearing everything off and making it look nice so that I'm not going to be stumbling over all this rebar that's here. All right, what else do we have here? Well, there's a larch, listnice. There's one larch there. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's a nice fir right there, yolka. And this is it. So this is the property that we have purchased. So it goes now from this wall all the way up to past our blue house. Right. So in Russia, the measurements are called sotoks. Sotok. And 40 sotok equals 1 acre. So what did we purchase? We purchased 8 sotoks, which is 2/5 of an acre. And there it is. No, I'm not going to say how much it costs, so don't bother writing down below how much we paid for it. All I'm going to say is that it was a really good deal, and we'll just leave it at that. So, looks like I'm going to be working, and Victoria, and Babushka, and Vanya, and Andrusha, we're going to be working on clearing this area out, making it look much better, and hopefully I can get as much done this year before the snow flies, like especially pulling out all the metal that's here and getting rid of these raised beds. Okay, so I already pulled out that metal right there yesterday, so I got to pull everything out, make everything look nice, and eventually we will have it seamlessly connected right from the fence here going all the way down that way. So there it is. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but the cool thing is that once it's all going to be completed, remember, you only have to do it once. Clean it up, make it look nice, and then this is going to be our utopia, if you want to call it that way. Today looks like it's going to be a nice working day. It's not too hot, not too cold. I think the temperature, the weather forecast was for around 17, 18 degrees. That's perfect. So I'm going to change my jacket, put on a work jacket, and get the wheelbarrow, get the shovel, and start digging out that rebar. All right, let's go to work. This is what I'm going to be working with today: the wheelbarrow, the shovel, and the small pick. Because down below over here, you got the good soil. I don't know, there's maybe about 30 centimeters of really good soil. And then right below it is clay. And that's where the problem is with the rebar. The clay just sucks in the rebar. And if you can't pull it out on the first go, you know that it's just sucked in there. And you have to dig down. And then you have to move it side to side and back and forth. And eventually it comes out. So yesterday I found as many as I could here in this section and just dug them out and got them ready for today. Hopefully they will come out quickly and I can move on to the other areas. So there's some that are marked right over there with those plastic bottles. That way they're more easier to locate. Plus along here, there are tons of them. Like there's one right in the corner right there. Okay, so let's take a look. So that's what's actually holding this raised bed. Okay, and right here there are two. So this is going to have to be removed, this aluminum here, and it's going to expose the rebar, and I got to pull everything out. So I don't know if I'll get everything done today, but it's going to be a good start. And the way I look at it is, even if I pull out one, that's one less that I have to do tomorrow. But I know I'm going to pull out more than one. But if I pull out, let's say 20 or 30, that's 20 or 30 less that you have to return to pull out. So that's really cool. That's my motivation for today. Okay, 10 pieces of rebar right here taken out. And yeah, it's pretty tough going because once they're stuck in the clay, it just sucks them right in. Anyways, I got them out. Looks like a mole was digging here, but now I got to cover it up like the way I covered this up right here. Cover it up and take a break and then figure out what my next move is going to be. All right, back to work and then break time. I think I need to slow down a little bit. I'm getting a bit of a blister here, even though I am wearing gloves, but working a little bit too quickly. So I guess I'm going to have to change onto some light duty work to save my finger here. Otherwise, it's going to be hurting even more. Oh well, I'll figure out some other light duty work to do. So I was planning on taking a break, but then I realized that my wheelbarrow isn't full. So I figured, okay, I got to fill it up. Well, now it's full, and I got all this aluminum here, and I took apart half of this raised bed. So I don't know, I just kind of got carried away. The pins were coming out pretty easy. And there are two that are over there. I marked them, so they're really sucked in. So I'll have to come back to them at a later date. But the rest of them came out no problem. And now I have a full wheelbarrow load. Now I don't feel guilty of taking a break and only having a half a wheelbarrow full of the material that I got to haul away. So now I'm taking a break, and now I feel good that the wheelbarrow is full and I can haul the stuff away. All right, break time now. Now that my break time is over, I got to do something that is less strenuous. So I decided I'm going to trim the branches on the trees. So here's a larch, listvinice. So what I want to do is I want to trim the branches right up to that level because I think they're a little bit too low. So I'm going to end up trimming 1, 2, 3, probably about 4 trees. And I don't know, I think that'll be pretty much it for today. So let's get to work. Let's start trimming the branches. It's amazing what this little saw can do. So yeah, right there. I pruned the tree, so I raised up the level of the branches. And I got a wheelbarrow load to haul away, and now it's much easier to walk through instead of ducking down under the branches. Yeah, looks so much better. 5-minute job. Okay, so now I'm at the other end of the property here. I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you the 5 other trees that I'm going to be pruning right now. Let's turn the camera around. Okay, first one right here, I got 3 branches that are a little bit low to the ground, so I want to raise it up. So there's one there. There's that little one right there. I just want to nip off the bottom a little bit. So that's 2. This larch right here, I want to take the branches up probably about 1 meter from the ground. So that's 3. And these 2 larch right here, listvinices, same thing. I want to take it up at least minimum of 1 meter up from the ground and have everything trimmed up. All right, let's start. You know that saying, you can't get everything done in one day? Well, I couldn't get everything done in one day, but I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll show you how the trees turned out after I pruned them. Here it is, looking much, much better. So it goes to the Y and goes up. Prune that little fir tree. Prune that listvinice, that larch. These trees right here. These 2 larch right here. So now you could easily walk underneath without getting your eyes poked out with the branches. And this one is actually on our property. And I had this one transplanted 2 times. So once it was way over there and I had it transplanted at that end of the property. But the tree didn't like it because it was too moist. So I brought it up here and it was about half the size. So it grew probably 1.5 meters in a period of 2 years. So there it is. So this is the first little haircut that I did on it. And it's going to start looking really good. Also, I opened this up a bit. It was as thick as that right there. And I couldn't even see this raised bed here. So I took out 3 wheelbarrow loads. This is the last one right here. And that is it. So there it is. While the weather is good, I'm able to pull out the rebar until I get blisters, and then I go on to other things. And pruning right here, you know, raising up the branches so that you're not poking your eyes as you're walking around. And these other trees right here, also trimming them up. So things are going to start looking pretty good. So this is what our new acquisition looks like right now. You know, there's a saying, turning an ugly duckling into a nice white swan. Well, I wouldn't call this an ugly duckling, but definitely needs a lot of TLC, tender loving care. A lot of work is going to go into clearing this. All these raised beds, I got to level them off and just make it look much, much better. So that once everything is incorporated into our other dacha area, it's going to be just one seamless property going all the way up, right up to this wall. So there it is. Okay, I gotta go. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Smash the like button, leave a comment, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that little bell or the little subscribe button so that you'll be notified every time I put up a video. And that little bell also, it'll go ding, ding, ding every time you go onto YouTube, and it'll tell you, oh, Canadian living in Russia has another video. So you can watch the progress on how we're starting to transform this end of the property, the new one that we just acquired. All right, I gotta go. And until next time, paka paka.